to you working with like these big clients, what is one of the most challenging things that you've faced when working?
What is one of the biggest clients that you're working with right now? Kind of segueing off of that.
I would say between GNC, the nutrition company.
Wow. Okay.
And Sipshine. I mean, Sipshine's blowing up right now.
Yeah, they're doing
and they're so much fun to work with too. So between GNC and Sipshine, Wolverine, we started working with more and more. Wolverine Worldwide out of Rockford, so that's a lot of fun.
Okay.
But yeah, I would say those three take up most of our workload.
All right, and what is that the biggest challenge? I mean, you might not want to mention the name of the company, but
right. Man, what's the biggest challenge?
Like, does it come into an agreement on creative things, getting the story across, their message across?
I think I have my own roadblock in my head that I have to consistently be pushing the quality and like what my videos do, whether that's views, whether that's engagement, whether that's the story that it tells.
Mm-hmm.
That's always something that I go back and critique my videos of. Was this in focus? Was this camera movement right? I just always analyze my own videos and realizing that if the client's happy at the end of the day, then we did our job.
Yeah.
So it's not a very clear answer of like what's the.
How do you create a story with your content? Like there has to be a step that you follow or process that you follow to create that story that they're looking for.
Yeah, it comes down to like what do we want the video to do, right? Do we want it to just live on the website that we just showcase your brand? Well, then it has some bit of story, but mainly it's visuals just showcasing the different products in action, right? But do we want to like sell emotion? Like you watch these Nike commercials, you watch Adidas commercials, and they have so much emotion into it.
It's really not about the merchandise. Yeah.
Exactly.
And I do love those commercials.
Yeah. So really, it's just finding like what do you want the end result to be, and how do we make that happen?
And you find that out with the client then, so you sit down with them and say, what is the message you want to relay? Okay.
And that's kind of where I step aside a little bit, and another way that Nina helps so much is she knows how to ask those questions. Like, all right, Sipshine's this moonshine brand, right? But we have Gannett Peak and we have Coyote with Sipshine, these other two whiskey brands. What is the story behind these brands? What are we developing? When we shoot this video, it's not going to be the same way we shoot Sipshine as we shoot Gannett Peak and we shoot Coyote, right? So knowing that like Gannett Peak's a very cowboy out west whiskey and Sipshine's this very fun, flavorful moonshine, we shoot it a lot different, down to the music, down to the fonts that we use for the brand guidelines. So yeah, it's just digging in and figuring out, and a lot of these companies, a lot of small companies don't have that brand story yet. So it's trying to develop that story. You're digging in, asking the right questions, and that's something that Nina really, really brings to the table. Is she knows how to ask those questions and help develop that brand identity.
Okay. And how exactly do you then figure out the story? I mean, for me, I find that very interesting, right? So when you go from sports, you get sports, you understand sports, you know what you want to portray when it comes to sports. Yeah. How do you piece a story together when it comes to sitting down with Sipshine? I mean, do you know liquor? Do you know moonshine? Do you know those things? So how do you piece those stories together and try to relay that message out there?
It's tough. That's something we struggle with right now, and that's why right now we're very product focused. We do a lot of shoots like at the bar with just building a cocktail so people can build it at home, right? There's not a whole lot of story behind it. It's just more brand awareness. We are committing like this spring and summer into more of those brand videos where we do stylized shoots, where we showcase and connect with our clientele where you're going to enjoy Sipshine, how you're going to enjoy Sipshine. Yeah. So it's tough. We're in that process right now, and I think they're a great first client, and we're dealing with that with GNC right now as well, of how to develop more stories that that showcase emotion and deliver more of a message. Right. And it just comes down to like more pre-production conversations about the brand of what are these intentional shots and scenes and people and like how we consume this product. Why are these in the video, and what story is that going to tell? So it's just a lot of